Bien, bien, bien. Bien, 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 bien. Just about at the maple leaf on my wall. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. I'm just like copying, you know, the statements, you know, or imitating the tonality of the statements, corrected for according to actual amount of empathy present in the statement. So they're making the statement and I'm repeating it as just simply blah 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 blah, you know. Blah 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 blah. Because I think it's like it means as much, you know. Or it might as well have that tonality. That would lead to a more correct solution more quickly. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Someone, my neighbor, whose name I don't know, who's an elder, has declared that he supports Ryan, as in the speaker at the moment, uh, and that he feels exactly what I feel, and that every Christian in Canada feels the same way. And I accept your support and offer my sincere gratitude for your empathy. But yes, yeah, that doesn't mean I think Canada is okay. Yes, they're actually extremely predictable. These individuals, they basically have an IQ factor in the negative. Um, and the best they can do, you know, to appeal to any of the rest of us is to kind of pretend to have an IQ factor that's like, it's gonna seem like less than 100 every time. But sadly, occasionally it's close enough to 100 that it triggers an empathic response in us to want to help them get the point. But it's actually futile. Statistically, all of the possible realities have been exhausted. Where, this plays out somehow in a way that the psychopath which murdered my girlfriend doesn't become executed. It's just a matter of time, and I'm just trying to. If it's gonna take long enough, then I'm just gonna commit suicide. Or if it looks like it's potentially not gonna happen, I'm. Blah 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 blah. I can't. What I actually need is for no one to be addressing me from any invisible location whatsoever. You know? Trying to go to sleep, niggers! Blah, 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 blah. It is that much a farce, actually. Blah, 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 blah. All of the individuals doing the blah, blah, blahs, they've murdered children. That's why I'm omitting their statements. Biological dictation. There is no other possible explanation. god. Fucking ridiculous. Find my pipe and my weed, because, well, maybe that will change the situation enough to allow me to close my eyes and fall asleep. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, he's alright. My weed guy. It was really nice, actually. We had a really funny exchange. Like last night while I was being raped, I was like, I need marijuana. It's like, what's that? This is from Bailey's sister. Yeah, I would, but I'm not looking at anyone's videos right now. There's pedophiles on my body. That was a fuck you, by the way, from the Muslim adult faggot female living directly in the unit directly above mine. Trump threatens to bomb Iran's power plants and bridges. Sounds like a good idea. You have to wonder at what point they're going to realize that it's actually futile. Like, how massive the degree of difference in the development is. But, I mean, it's the most fucked up shit that their government is doing, and that they're, you know, I don't know. It's just like, it's like, a tumor, you know? It's like a tumor. That whole, uh, other species that is the Muslim population. Blah, 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 blah. But someone appropriately just made it shut up with a brick to the head! Perspective. Blah, 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 blah. From far right corner, distance roughly 200 meters. Blah, 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 blah. Roughly straight ahead and to the left, distance maybe a kilometer. 800 meters. That one's a female. Yeah, I have super sensory because I have extreme autism, as I expressed. I'm like a bat.
Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. They don't get it. Totally, they have zero empathy for me. 100%. It's not a they. It's a that kind of just like expands in various directions and like wraps, tries to get the tendrils around the kid and all kinds of shit. It's that kind of thing. It's just bleh, it's just death. You know, it consists of multiple organisms which appear to be human, but the brain operates differently. It's not really a human brain compared to ours. You know, it's all theoretically just one big, fat, disgusting brain controlling all of the Muslim organisms, actually. Because they formulated their entire philosophy of a culture around unity over morality. So they all think the exact same thing. The exact same thing. And it's just like a square, right? Comparatively, every Christian has his or her own unique square or monolith to God. And ours are usually not based on events such as a little girl was, quote, married, unquote, to the Muhammad rat creature and penetrated through the throat. It's a very big square that you got, but it's all like samey. Like it's all vomit because it's all exactly the same one to the next um, iteration of it. It's like that. You can break out of it as individuals, but not like that. Not with that behavior. And it's specifically a very disgusting square. Large square. That just appears to us as soon as when we're aware of that, it looks to be the most disgustingly massive pool of pure vomit. If you were to arrange it into like stand everyone shoulder to shoulder of the Muslims and just observe it. Pure vomit. The philosophy of vomit is to eat everything else it can touch and turn it into more vomit. Eventually, the organism overall has to like have a guttural reflex to eject the vomit so that it doesn't like, I don't know, become disgusting enough to start harming the whole thing, which that thing did. Right? I got very sick. We got very sick. We're still very sick. We have the cure. It's like pushing a button. Alan Watts is my teacher. Alan Watts is my homeroom teacher. In a private school. My ethnicity is actually a mixture of Welsh and Scots Gaelic. Click. There's a specific individual that likes to click a button or press a button and cause a click to happen somewhere in Rainbow Loom's ceiling as a method of demanding Rainbow Loom's attention without creating too much volume. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. It's just, it's not going to get the square, the big square, fat ass square with the puke vomit all over the place, consisting of the Muslims, is not going to get the point. At any point. It's not. As long as it remains with that mentality of being a Muslim, it's not going to get the point. The last thing you want me to do is start reading through the text from 6 months ago. It's worse with each paragraph. Like, it starts like maybe 4, 5, 6 million paragraphs ago or something. No, not that many. Maybe. Well, there's been about 5,500 alone, or something to that degree, in the last month and a half. I'm really bad at math. It's going to take me a while to do this. My math is like grade 6. My science isn't much better. 1,100 in 3 months. So in about a year. $44,000. It was 11,000, not 1,100. And then like times half. So like there's been 66,000 paragraphs ago. Something very frightening happened. Every single paragraph since became more extreme, more frightening, more dementing, that I would have to write that as the circumstance continued to expand and become a massive demonic entity the size of a small state, continually raping an autistic kid. It starts like the worst thing ever. And I've just read you the stuff from most recent April. It doesn't matter which point you pick in the thing to start with. Each new paragraph you read, in a random order, by all means, will just worsen the case of the Muslims in the situation. They all need to die. Anything which directly contributed to the murder of the little 4th grade girl Ryan needs to die. That is my only possible perspective in this situation. It is the only possible human perspective in the situation. Given the depth and breadth and pure scope of the villainy. I think Aaron is my primary vocal inspiration. Aaron Hansen of Game Grumps. When I'm trying to be very serious. He kind of taught me how to express myself to make a point that was like supposed to be really extreme, I guess. No, I'm making a serious point, and he's usually telling a humorous story, but you can imagine if he was making a serious point, he would sound something like that at times. You know, perhaps so would any Christian, or any person, any human being. More or less. I don't know what the fuck you are. I've never even met a single one of these individuals. From the very beginning. From before, I've never been approached physically in person with my active awareness in order to communicate. It started as a demonic assassination attempt and simply expanded. I've never met the individual that's directly guilty. It's a miracle. It's an utter miracle that I'm alive. I thank God in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ and thank Buddha. I'm a second-degree martial artist from Wellness Martial Arts, which is a sister school of DeSantos Martial Arts in Toronto, which, as far as I'm aware of, is a subsidiary of the FBI. Distance roughly 1 to 2 kilometers. Moderate size crowd of protesters has formed. Blah, 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 blah. It's like a big puke. None of you has a human right from the beginning of the situation to address this person from an invisible location by stalking the person to his address. Now I've been stalked and raped at, this is the 5th address. They're zombies. The Persians know. We all have to be united about stopping pedophilia and eradicating pedophilia, because otherwise we are not the same species. We are two distinct species, one that thinks that's okay and one that does absolutely not under any circumstances. And your species can't touch our species. Or communicate with our species. Or live among our species. No, I think you definitely developed in a different direction from sapiens. That's my hunch. I'm a 6th grader in science, but that's what I'm saying. Click. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Some of those are females, and that's an accurate representation of their pitch. You know, have you ever listened to a Muslim male talk? Like a real Muslim male? Have you ever heard him talk? It's like this. He's out like this. It's not even, that is lower than that. That's like half as low as it is, right? And the females sound like about like this. This is her turn on. This is her pitch. Blah, 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 blah. That was a female. That was a younger female. That was a female. Blah, 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 blah. That was a female. So I think a fairly mature woman of our culture sounds to be the same as like a very young Muslim female. You're all like really weird and gross to us, but that was before we found out that you're pedophiles. Now it makes sense. I tried to be friendly to your religion and culture and whatever before you just suddenly raped me on Valentine's Day 2025 and didn't stop. For all my compassion the entire time. Along with whatever other methods I might try. None of which are any of my responsibility whatsoever. I'm 100% under a state of duress. Blah, 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 blah.